Gamar Chatima Tova, everybody. We're so glad that we all came together to honor Yom Kippur, this most important Jewish holiday, one of the highest, holiest days of the entire year, together as a CVST community of our very youngest Jews. I'm Rabbi Yael Rapport. I'm so glad to see everybody here this morning. Shana Tova, Happy New Year. Anyada Buena, a good Yor. Joining me is our magnificent song leader, Stephen Figueres-Smith. You may know them from our Aleph Bet Shabbatot over the course of last year and other fantastic places in New York City where they frequent with their inseparable guitar. Also, we have Jennifer Kleinbaum, the principal of our Limud B'Shabbat program and head of all families with children's programs here at Congregation Beit Simchat Torah. And we want to thank our incredible behind the scenes team, our technician, Rosemary Minkler, who keeps us zooming along, Rachel Chang, who is a Limud teacher, a song leader. You'll see her leading our older children's service starting at 10 a.m. And Emily Kanarak, who is making sure that everybody's making their way inside. If you have any technical difficulties, just put it into the chat and someone will help you out immediately. We want you to be comfy. We want you to be cozy. We want you to be in the best possible place to welcome in Yom Kippur together. This is a very good friend of mine named George, and you are going to hear all about George's adventures a little later in our service. But to get us started, it is only customary for us to say, Shalom. Hello, we're glad you're here. Stephen has a beautiful song in multiple languages for us to be able to transmit these wishes of welcome.
Shalom, everybody. Shana Tova, Gamar Tov. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Rabbi Rapport, for that beautiful welcome and introduction. I'm so happy that you're all here. And to sing Shalom, we are going to sing in 3 languages, Hebrew, English, and American Sign Language. So I'm going to teach you 3 words in American Sign Language. The first one is the word for Shalom, or peace. We're going to pat our hands together like this, switch them, pat them like that, and lay them down just like that. And we're going to use this to keep our beat throughout the song. Yeah, just like that. The next 2 words we're going to learn are the words for roam, or like to wander, which is you take your finger and you wander it up to your screen just like that. And then the word for home, where we'll take our hands and bring them next to our lips and back right in front of our ear like this, home. So let's say Shalom together. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shalom. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shalom. We wish you peace wherever you roam. We wish you peace inside your home. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shalom. Shalom to the 5-year-olds, shalom. Shalom to all the 4-year-olds, shalom. Shalom to the 3-year-olds, shalom to the 2-year-olds, shalom to the 1-year-olds, shalom. Shalom if you're less than 1, shalom. And shalom if you're older than 5, shalom. And shalom to all the grown-ups too, shalom to each one of you, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shalom. We wish you peace wherever you roam. We wish you peace inside your home. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shalom. Shalom, everybody. Wishing you peace on this Yom Kippur. Now, as we prepare to create a sacred, holy, special time and special place together, we say the Hebrew prayer Ma Tovu, which is all about recognizing special places, sacred places. Sometimes we say it right when we enter into a synagogue. So let's sway back and forth and feel the specialness of the place that you're in, the specialness of your home or wherever you're watching from. And when we connect to the specialness of the place we're in, one way we can do that is to honor the original people of that land that we're on. So if you know who is indigenous to the land that you're on, you can type it into the chat, the chat box, the chat section, and let us all know who is indigenous to the land that you're watching from. It's CBST's physical location in Manhattan. That's on Lenape land. And I'm also on Lenape land, the territory of the Lenape people here in Long Island, where I'm zooming in from. If you're watching from somewhere else, I invite you to insert the name of the people or peoples who are indigenous to the land you're on into our land acknowledgement, which we'll sing as part of the Matovu prayer. So keep swaying back and forth. Feel the gravity of earth pulling your body down to the land, connecting you to the land, to the earth. And let's sing together. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Can you feel the rhythm of the earth spinning around with you on it? Matovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Reach down and touch the ground. Rise up to sit or stand. The land we are on is Lenape land. Reach down and touch the ground. Rise up to sing in chorus. We honor the Lenape people here now and before us. Clap your hands, this is Lenape land, and stomp where you stand, that is Lenape land. Clap your hands, that is Lenape land, and stomp where you stand, that is Lenape land. When we feel our connection to the land, to the earth, you might be able to feel the earth breathing. That's right, everything in the world breathes. It gets bigger, it expands, and it gets smaller and breathes out. That's right, the earth breathes, the plant breathes, the animals breathe, and you breathe too. So let's take a minute to breathe all together. So this is my breathing ball, and we're gonna breathe with my breathing ball. When my breathing ball gets bigger, we're gonna take a breath in through our nose, filling up our lungs like this. And when the breathing ball gets smaller, we're gonna blow the air out. Very good. We'll breathe in our nose and out our mouths. Let's try it again. Keep your eyes on the breathing ball. Imagine that you have a breathing ball inside of your tummy. And when you breathe in, the breathing ball inside of your tummy gets bigger. And then we let it out. Now imagine that when you breathe out, you're helping all of the plants and trees breathe in, which you actually don't have to imagine. It's real. It's true. When we breathe out, the plants and the trees on earth breathe in the air that we breathe out. So let's imagine us breathing out and the air, the trees and the plants breathing in with us. Now, the next prayer we're going to sing, Elohai Neshama, says that God breathes life into the whole world and everything in it. Elohai Neshama Shenatata Bi. The soul, the life that God breathes into us is perfect, just the way it should be. Can you keep a beat with me? And let's sing it together. You can find something to drum on. Maybe it's your lap or your chest, or patting your head, or drumming on your table or your chair. And let's keep this beat all together. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehora tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehora tehorahi. My God, the soul you breathed into me is just exactly the way it should be. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. My God, the soul you breathed into me is just exactly the way it should be. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehora tehorahi. Thank you for drumming and keeping that rhythm with me, everybody. Now, when we hear those words, Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi, everything about you is just right, just the way it should be. Those are such important words to remember on Yom Kippur, a day when we take a minute to think about some of the mistakes that we made over the last year. And we ask ourselves, how can we do better? It's so important to remember that even when we make mistakes, maybe especially when we make mistakes, that makes us who we are, and it's okay to make mistakes. Now, Rabbi Rapport is going to read a book about someone else who makes some mistakes, and we'll find out what happens.
Who do you think made some mistakes around here? George, was it you? It was me? It could have been both of us. But this is a story about George and his friend Harry. This book is called, Oh No, George. Let's get started. This is George, and that is Harry. Harry is going out. Will you be good, George? Yes, says George. I'll be very good. I hope I'll be good, George thinks. George sees something in the kitchen. What is it? It's a cake. I said I'd be good, George thinks, but I love cake. What will George do? What do you think George is going to do? Put it in the chat. Do you think George is going to Eat the cake. Do you think George is going to leave the cake alone? Do you think George is going to go play with something else? Some people think George is going to eat it. Everybody seems to think that George is going to eat the cake. Throw it in the garbage. Maybe. What will George do? Let's see. Oh no, George! Can you put your hands on your head? What is your oh no face? Oh no, George! He ate all the cake. What has George seen now? It's Cat. I said I'd be good, George thinks. But I love to play with Cat. What will George do? Is George going to play with Cat? Is George going to leave Cat alone? What do you think? Let's find out. Meow. What's George gonna do? Oh no, George! Meow! What has George seen now? Oh, it's some lovely dirt. I said I'd be good, George thinks, but I love to dig in dirt. What will George do? What do you think George is going to do? Is George going to leave those flowers alone? Not touch the flowers? Is George going to dig in the dirt and make a big mess? The flowers are very lovely, but there are people in the chat who love to play in the dirt. What will George do? Let's find out. Oh no, George! Dig, 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 dig. Harry is back. Hello, Harry. Great to see you. George, what have you done? You've ruined the place. And how on earth did you eat an entire cake? How did you do that, George? Where did you fit it? I said I'd be good, George thinks. I hoped I'd be good, but I wasn't. Oh no, George. What will George do? What do you think George can do to say sorry? What do you do when you need to say sorry? You know, we all think we will be good. We all hope we will be good. Don't worry, George, you're not the only one. But sometimes we're not. What do you do when you hoped you would be good, but you weren't? Lucy says sorry. Sam and Finn say clean up. Sam and Finn also say sorry. What else do you do to say sorry? How do you show you're sorry? What can George do? Hugs. Sorry cards. Say out loud, I'm sorry. Or maybe give someone your favorite toy. These are excellent, excellent ideas. We can also sing about it, right, Stephen?
Yes, that's right, Rabbi Rapport. One of the first things that we have to do if we want to apologize and make something better, is we have to really figure out what we did wrong, right? We have to think about what really is it that we did wrong. And so we're gonna sing a song that we can all have a chance to think about something that we feel sorry for, something that we did wrong, that we wish we did better, that we want to make better. And you can type it into the chat, and I'll read the chat, and I'll put whatever you write in the chat into the song. Oh, and you can also if you'd rather say out loud, when we get to this part of the song, if you'd rather say it out loud, you can unmute yourself and say out loud something that you feel sorry for. On Yom Kippur, we ask what things are we sorry for. On Yom Kippur, what are you sorry for? All right, now here's the time. I'm sorry for. What are you sorry for? I'm sorry for.
Making a big mess.
I'm sorry for. I'm sorry for yelling when I get angry. And I'm sorry for.
I'm sorry.
Pushing Tucker. I'm sorry for. Pulling my sister's hair. I'm sorry for. Pulling my brother's hair. I'm sorry for.
I'm sorry for yelling.
And I'm sorry for not sharing. On Yom Kippur, we ask what things are we sorry for. On Yom Kippur, what are you sorry for? I'm sorry for. Someone says sorry for.
I'm sorry for not cleaning my room.
What are you sorry for?
And I'm sorry for.
No, they didn't hear you. They didn't.
I'm sorry for screaming.
I'm sorry for.
I'm sorry for being mean to my brother.
I'm sorry for. Someone said sorry for wrecking my brother's magnetiles and not keeping in touch. I'm sorry for making a mess. I'm sorry for being mean to my sister. I'm sorry for not always being nice to my mommy. And I'm sorry for. On Yom Kippur, we ask what things are we sorry for. On Yom Kippur, what are you sorry for?
Sorry for hitting.
Yelling at our children, I know. I'm sorry for that too. It is hard, and someone says it is hard to say sorry. Thank you for making it a little easier through song. Yeah, singing does make things easier, right? Now, there's something else that I want to think about that is kind of hard to think about, but I think that with song, with singing, it'll make it easier to understand. It's a word called teshuva. Can you say that word? Teshuva. Yeah, that's a Hebrew word. And teshuva means return, go back, rewind, return. Now, in Judaism, we always have the same holidays every year. That's because in Judaism, time is like a circle. We go in a circle of the year. And so when we have a new year, we know we're going to have a chance to return back to the mistakes we made and try again, try to do better this year. That's why teshuva, return, also means to fix our mistakes and do better, fix what we broke. Can you do this like you're hammering, using some tools and fixing what you broke, or healing who we hurt? Let's put our hands over our hearts to show healing, giving back things that we took that aren't ours, like how we sang an acknowledgement at the beginning of our service about how the land we're on really is indigenous land. Maybe this year we can find a way for our families to help give back some of that land and give indigenous people sovereignty over their land again. Or maybe you have something that you took, maybe a toy that you weren't sharing, or a toy that you took from a sibling that's not yours, that you can give back. And the most important thing is we want to live what we learned. So the things we learn, when we learn to do things a better way, we're going to do it. We're going to do it that way. When we know better, we do better. So we'll put our hands on our head for learning. And now you know everything you need to know to sing our Teshuvah song. Teshuvah, Teshuvah, return, return, return. Teshuvah, Teshuvah, repair, restore, relearn. Teshuvah, Teshuvah, return, return, return. Teshuvah, Teshuvah, repair, restore, relearn. Now you can repeat after me. Rabbi Rapport will help you repeat after me. Did you hurt someone today?
Did you hurt someone today?
Did you leave them out of your play?
Did you leave them out of your play?
Did you see them treated unfairly?
Did you see them treated unfairly?
But look the other way.
But look the other way.
Teshuvah, Teshuvah, return, return, return. Teshuvah, Teshuvah, repair, restore, relearn. Can we fix what we broke?
Can we fix what we broke?
Can we heal who we hurt?
We can heal who we hurt.
Let's give back what's not ours.
We can give back what's not ours.
Can we live what we learned?
We can live what we learn.
Teshuvah, Teshuvah, return, return, return. Teshuvah, Teshuvah, repair, restore, relearn. So I invite you all to think about ways that you can do teshuvah this year, ways that you can return to a mistake that you made, to a hurt that you caused, and find a way to repair it, to repair what you broke, to restore the health of someone who you hurt, or to live the lessons of the mistakes that you made. So now let's find out if George can do teshuvah. Do you think George will figure out a way to do teshuvah for the mistakes that he made?
Great ideas. Remember, Sam and Finn thought maybe George could clean up, and Lucy thought George could say sorry. A lot of people agreed with Lucy. Jeffrey and Jeffrey's house thinks that maybe some hugs will help. And Talia and Noah and Adina suggested maybe a sorry card. Maisie and Tybee think that if you give a favorite toy, maybe that would help George. And Julian suggests that George can say sorry and then go get a stuffed animal to make him feel better. Those are all excellent ideas. Let's see how George does teshuvah. I said I'd be good. I'd hoped I'd be good, but I wasn't. What will George do? I'm sorry, George says. I want to give you my favorite toy. Thank you, George, says Harry. Why don't we go out for a nice walk? Great. George loves to go out. There are so many things to see and to do. Uh-oh. George has seen a cake. Will he eat it? What do you think? Is George going to eat that cake? No. George goes straight past. Well done, George. High five. Oh, but George sees some lovely dirt. Will he have a little dig? Maisie and Tybee say no. What do you think? Is George going to have a little dig in the dirt? We know he loves to dig in dirt. Esther and Elliot think no. Let's find out. No. Well done, George, and well done, Maisie and Tybee and Esther and Elliot. Good job. No digging in the dirt. High five. George doesn't even try to chase Cat. Even Cat is a little surprised. That's a big deal for George. You know George loves to chase Cat. Something smells very interesting. Sniff, 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 sniff. What can it be? Oh, It's a trash can. There is nothing George likes more than digging in trash. What will George do? What do you think? What do you think? George loves to dig in trash. He hasn't had a chance to dig in trash all day. What will he do? You can unmute yourself and yell it out. You can type it in the chat. No!
In the trash.
Dig in the trash! No, don't do it, George! Don't dig in it. He does do it.
Eating it.
Are we gonna say, oh no, or are we gonna say, good job, high five, George? What is George gonna do? George? That's the end of the book. It's a cliffhanger ending. But who thinks, make a heart if you think that George is not gonna dig in the trash, that George is not gonna make a new mistake. You can put a heart emoji reaction. And if you think George is gonna dig in that trash, you can put a thumbs up. He's definitely gonna dig in that trash. What do you think? Oh, we're seeing more dig in the trash. No, he's not gonna dig in the trash. Yes, he is gonna dig in the trash. No, he's not gonna dig in the trash. Irving says dig. Juliet says no. The hearts and the thumbs ups, they're going back and forth and back and forth. Each one of us can be like George, right? Mwah. We hope we'll be good. We want to be good. And sometimes we're not. But we work very hard to say sorry. And then the next time we have a chance, we get to make a new decision. We can choose not to be good. We can choose to be good. And there will always be another chance to make a new decision on any day. One of the things that's really important about making those decisions, we might not make the good decision all the time. We might not know what's the good decision at the time, but we are all accountable for our actions, which means that we have to say, yep, I did that. I dug in the trash. I chased cat. I did not eat the cake this time. And we can take pride in the actions we do that are good, and we can say sorry and try again next time for the things that we could do better next time. But as somebody very wisely said, it's much easier to learn about these things when we sing about them. So I think Stephen has a great song to help us understand accountability.
Thank you, Rabbi Rapport. I loved the way you explained that word, accountability. Can we all say that together? Accountability. Yeah, that's right. And if you want to drum on something, you can find something to drum on. Maybe you have an instrument nearby, or you can drum like we did before on a table or chair or your belly or your lap. And we're going to keep this rhythm. We're going to say accountability. Good. Let's try it again. Accountability means you can count on me. If I hurt you yesterday, I will find a better way. Accountability means you can count on me to hear what you have to say and do better today. Count on me, I'll count on you. We'll build a world that's bright and new. Count on you, I'll count on me. That's accountability. Accountability means you can count on me. If I hurt you yesterday, I will find a better way. accountability. Now, one way that a lot of people in our world and in our country can get hurt is through something called racism, when people are unfair or hurt people who have Black or brown skin, people who are Black, Indigenous, or people of color get hurt by racism. One way that we can be accountable and do teshuvah for racism in our country, in our world, is by saying Black Lives Matter. Just like this sign you might have noticed right behind me. Let's read these words together. Black Lives Matter. We're gonna sing a song and a prayer about Black Lives Matter that you can repeat after me. So you can take yourself off of mute, and Rabbi Rapport is gonna take herself off of mute and repeat after me too. But I think we can all be off of mute and repeat after me for this song. Let's give it a shot and see how that goes. Black Lives Matter.
Black
Black
Lives Matter.
Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Lives matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Lives matter.
Oh,
Black Lives Matter to the one who blessed our ancestors.
Black Lives Matter to the one who blessed our ancestors.
Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah.
Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah.
Black Lives Matter to the one who blessed our ancestors.
Black Lives Matter to the one who blessed our ancestors.
Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov.
Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and Bilhah and Zilpah.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter to the source of all life.
Black Lives Matter to the source of all life.
Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam.
Adonai
Adonai
Eloheinu Melech HaOlam.
Black Lives Matter to the one who dwells within us.
Black Lives Matter to the one who dwells within us.
Shechina Eloteinu Ruach HaOlam.
Shechina Eloteinu Ruach HaOlam.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter to the earth and the sky.
Black Lives Matter to the earth and the sky.
Adama Vishamayim.
Adama Vishamayim.
Black Lives Matter to the fire and the water.
Black Lives Matter to the fire and the water.
Chom ha'esh tzil hamayim.
Chom ha'esh v'slil hamayim.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Thank you for joining me in that prayer of accountability and teshuvah for the harm that racism can cause in our world. And now, before we move on in our service, Jennifer, the principal of Limud, CVST's religious school, has some announcements to make.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much for leading us in this beautiful service, and Rabbi Rapport and George, and all of our behind the scenes tech support and staff at CVST. It takes a lot to pull off high holiday services, and I'm so glad that all of you could be with us for Yom Kippur. I wanted to just tell you a little bit about what's going to be happening next after Yom Kippur. We have a program that many of you I recognize have been to before called Aleph Bet Shabbat. And we will start Aleph Bet Shabbat this October, and it will run twice a month until June. And this year, for many obvious reasons, we're going to start off in October being online for Aleph Bet Shabbat. And Stephen is going to be our fabulous song leader for Aleph Bet Shabbat. So you'll get to see them again. Aleph Bet Shabbat will hopefully be able to have some in-person possibilities and activities as we move forward past October and we see what happens. And we want to make sure that everybody is safe. If you have children that are in kindergarten or older, we have a program called Limud B'Shabbat, and that goes into our B'nai Mitzvah program. That goes into our teen program, which is studying about civil rights this year and taking a trip to the South. And it's going to be really incredible year. I think we're going to all be surprised at what a wonderful year we're able to have. I want to show you one other quick opportunity that you might have already seen in your emails this morning. But if you didn't, I wanted to just show you this Ki'ilu kit that everybody who is registered for High Holidays at CBST has access to. So it's a special Jonah and the Whale audio adventure. And the idea is that you can listen to it with your children. You can play the audio tracks. There's instructions for grown-ups, and the kids don't have to be looking at a screen. In fact, you can print out some maps and puppets and fun activities to do with them. And the audio tracks will tell you exactly what to do when. Jonathan Schmidt-Chapman and his team of creative experts have worked on this. He has worked with us on Agada Adventures. I recognize some of you from those performances. So we'd love to offer this to you. If you need the link, I'll put it in the chat. And if you're interested in any of our other programs, you can just email us at children@cbst.org. And I'll put all of that in the chat as well. So thank you so much for coming. Shana Tova, Gemar Chatima Tova. Have a wonderful and sweet new year.
Thank you, and Shana Tova, Jennifer. All right, now, of course, High Holidays are not complete without hearing a very special sound. That's the sound of the shofar. That's right. I love to hear the shofar blast. What about you? There are 4 noises, 4 sounds that the shofar makes. They are tekiah. Can you do that? Tekiah. Shevarim, which is 3 medium blasts. So let's say it like this. Shevarim, im, im. Teruah, which is 9 short blasts. So we're going to say it like this. Teruah. Let's try. Teruah. And tequila gadola, which is the great, great big tequila, so long as we can make it. We're gonna save that for the end of the song. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. You ready for tequila? Tequila. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Shevarim, im, im. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Teruah. I I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Take a deep breath in. Get ready for Tekiah Gadola. Let's do it as long as we can. Tekiah Gadola. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy new, happy, happy, happy new, happy, happy, happy New Year. I think I see some people still doing Tekiah Gadola. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Well, we're gonna get a chance to see a real shofar blast now, a real Tekiah Gadola with our shofar chorus on video. And we're gonna see if you can figure out, if you can guess who's gonna be the one who can play the shofar for the longest, who can do the longest Tekiah Gadola. See if you can guess right.
Oh my goodness. Can you believe Janet, our expert shofar sounder? That was some Tekiah Gadola. So we say a quick blessing to say thank you for the opportunity to hear the voice of the shofar. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lishmoa, to listen at kol shofar, to the voice of the shofar.
Amen. There's another prayer about listening that we're getting ready to say now. Listen, it's the Shema. Before we say the Shema, let's do a little listening activity. I want everyone to sit up straight. You can put your hands on your knees or get comfortable and sit up straight. We can imagine you have a thread on the top of your head and you can pull on that thread to get yourself sitting up nice and straight. And we're going to close our eyes and see if we can listen for a noise that's coming from outside. We're going to listen for 10 seconds and see if you can hear a noise coming from outside. Did you hear something? You can put it in the chat if you heard anything, any noises outside that you could hear. But we're not done yet. Next, we're going to do it again, but this time we're going to see if we can listen for a noise coming from inside your room. All right, this time we're listening for a noise coming from inside your room. So sit up straight, pull the thread on top of your head, hands on your knees, close your eyes, and let's listen for a sound from inside the room. Did you hear something? You can type it into the chat, whatever you heard from inside your room. All right, we heard some people over hearing lawnmowers outside, air, and trees and squirrels outside. And we're hearing babies and screaming twins and washing machines, air conditioners, elevators inside. All right, we're gonna do it one more time. This is gonna be the hardest one. Oh, someone said breathing, which means I think they're already moving on to what we're gonna do next. Now we're gonna listen to a sound coming from inside your body. So we're going to close our eyes and listen one more time and see if you can hear a noise from inside your own body. Pull this thread on top of your head, sit up nice and tall, hands on your knees, close your eyes and listen for a noise from inside your own body. Hear anything? Heart beating. Yes. Heart beating.
Doing the
Hearing it.
heartbeat.
Perfect.
Heartbeat.
Yeah. Your brain. Maybe you heard your bones.
I don't have
Stomach
bones.
rumbling. Silence. Counting numbers. Maybe you heard yourself counting in your head, in your mind while you were waiting. Yeah. All right. Now we're going to sing the Shema prayer. And Rabbi Rapport is going to show us, if you want to follow along with American Sign Language, Rabbi Rapport will show you the motions to do while we sing our Shema. You can follow along the American Sign Language with her. Oh, how do I? There we go. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Beautiful. Now I want to invite everyone to play along with me for a couple more songs before we say goodbye. So if you want to drum, or if you have an instrument nearby, something you can shake or rattle, maybe it's like a box of beads or pasta or something, anything that you can use to make music. We're going to sing this special song that we always sing on the high holidays called Avinu Malkeinu. It's a song about God being really close and really far away at the same time. God being really quiet and really loud at the same time. So we're going to start off really quiet and then we're going to get louder. See if you can start off playing really quietly. Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Now can we get a little bit louder? Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed v'hoshienu. Now can we be really loud? Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed Now, we spent a lot of time talking about mistakes that we made and how we can do better this year. Here's one thing we can do to help ourselves do better. We can take our hand and make a fist like this and give a tiny little knock, a tiny little tap on your heart. Tap, tap, tap. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. We're just tapping on our heart, knocking to ask our heart to open up and feel a little bit more, see, hear a little bit more, so that we can see how our actions are affecting others this year. And so we can do a little bit better, be a little bit kinder, make better decisions. We tap our heart during a prayer called the Ashamnu. This is a version of the Ashamnu that we're gonna sing by Eliana Light. So everyone keep tapping your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. We made mistakes.
We made mistakes.
We've done bad things.
We've done bad things.
But this is what the new year brings.
The new year brings.
A chance to change.
A chance to change.
A chance to grow.
A chance to grow.
With one first step.
With one first step.
Nice and slow.
Nice and slow.
Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. We've used bad words.
We've used bad words.
And hurt our friends.
And hurt our friends.
But these mistakes are not the end.
They're not the end.
We do teshuvah.
We do teshuvah.
We learn to do good.
We learn to do good.
We tap our heart.
We tap our heart.
To remind us we should.
To remind us we should.
Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. So I wish you all a Gemar Tov, a meaningful Yom Kippur, full of learning, full of growing, and full of looking ahead to a bright, sweet new year.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up this morning. Thank you for playing with us and with George. Thank you for singing and snuggling and praying with us. This is an incredibly special community of LGBTQ families, kids, grown-ups, and everybody who loves them. And we can't wait to spend 5782 together with you.
Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you all so much for being with us. We're going to say shalom.
Thank you.
Same way that we started. Do you remember shalom in American Sign Language? That's right. Shalom can mean hello, and shalom can mean goodbye. Sha la 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 la, shalom. Sha la 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 la, shalom. We wish you peace wherever you roam. We wish you peace inside your home. Sha la 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 la, shalom. Shalom, everybody. Happy New Year.